All right, so this video will focus on 8.3, and what we're going to do is talk about how to figure out volumes of spheres. So if I look here, the first thing we're doing is the area of a circle. So just do a little review. Remember, the area of a circle is radius squared times pi. So that's what we have there. And if I would apply it to each of these, and again, I have my radiuses here, but these are diameters, so you have to first cut these in half. So pause the video, try to figure them out. And it says round your answers to the nearest tenth, so you should have factored out pi. And here are the various answers that you probably had. So again, how can you find the volume of a sphere? And what we're going to do here is first of all figure out what the formula for the volume of a sphere actually is. Now volume, of course, has three dimensions. It's not just your area, it also has your height there, right? So I have a circle. My formula is 4 over 3 times pi times radius cubed. So kind of a lot there. If we look here, we have if I plug in, let's try this one here. So I'll have 4 times 4 times 4. That's what the radius cubed is, times pi, times 4 again, all over 3. And let's quickly do this. Let's give it a try. So, and it says round to the nearest tenth, so times your 3.14. So if I go through and I have my 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 equals divided by 3. I have 3, and then it's 3 times, oops. So let's try this again here. I think I made a mistake. So I have 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64 times 4 equals divided by 3. Here's the answer. I had 85.333, but I'm not done yet. That's pi, right? So times pi equals 268. So let's see what we have here. This over. So 268.1. So that's the formula that you use every single time. Again, if you have the diameter, just cut it in half and you have your radius. But you really just apply this formula, and that is how you figure out your volume of a sphere. Here is the actual formula, which I just said before. It's 4/3 times the radius cubed times pi. I want you to go through and try to figure a few of these out. Pause the video, try it. And here we go, it's about 268.1. Here's a second example for you. This time I'm telling you the volume. So let's just write this out real fast and put this on this side. Just so you can think of the steps that you'd have to go through here. So I know the volume is, oops. All right, so again, what I have is I have my 4/3 times radius cubed times pi. And that all equals 288 pi inches cubed. And I want to get rid of this 4/3 on the left side, so I just go through and I do the algebraic multiplicative inverse, which equals 3/4. Do it at both sides times 3/4. And if I do that, I'm going to have r cubed times pi equals, now I'm going to take 288 times 3 divided by 4. I have 216. And now I think of, and of course this is pi. And then I'm going to divide both sides by pi. And I'll have r cubed equals 216. And now I have to take the cube root, right? Which is why we learned it in the last chapter. So what times what equals 216? And you can go through a couple of things. I mean, if you don't know this yet or how to enter into your calculator, you can always plug in, like, let's just say 5 times 5 times 5, and that equals 125. That's not it. So you can just keep on trying, like 6 times 6 times 6, and that's it. So my radius in this case is equal to 6. And if I plug this back in, radius cubed, let's just try this. So radius cubed, of course, 6 times, or 6 to the cube root is going to be 216. I'll say times 4 equals, and then divided by 3. And I'm right back to that 288 pi. So the answer here is 6. Here's another one. So you have to figure out, first of all, the radius, which is 8, and then go through and try to do all the same steps. Here's a good one. I have this, but I want you to pause the video and try to figure this out. So you have to figure out the volume of the cylinder and then the volume of this half a sphere, which is called the hemisphere, and then add them together. So I guess what we know here for a fact is that if this is 12 feet from here to here, that's also the same from up here. So that means that this distance is going to be 40, right? So it's 40 by 12, so I'm going to do 2 different measurements here. Let's go through here. So first of all, let's just do the cylinder. And I know that I have my 40, and this right here will be 12. So 12 times 12 times 40 times pi. And whenever I do that, 12 times 12 times 40, and that equals 5,760. So this right here is 5,760, and then that's pi, of course, units cubed. But now I have to figure out the top, right? And so I have this cylinder, or sphere I should say, but it's only half the sphere. So I'm going to do my same formula that I would do whenever I do a full sphere, and then just cut it in half. So this is 12. So I'll have 12 cubed times pi times 4/3. And then whatever I get for my answer, I'm going to take that answer and divide it by 2, right? Because I only want half of it. So let's give that a try. So I'll take 12 times 12 times 12, and I get this number, times 4 equals divided by 3. And I get 2304, but I have to divide that by 2. I get 1,152. So I'll write that down. 1152 pi units cubed. All right, so now I'm going to add these together. So plus 5,760. I get this number here. Now it says to the nearest thousandth, right? Run in the nearest thousand. Oh, 1,000, I'm sorry. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply times pi. And I get this right here. So it should be about 22,000, right? Is what it will be. Let's see what the answer is here. And there it is. Just how we drew out on this side. I want you to try to do the same thing with this one. Again, you have 2 hemispheres, I guess 1 sphere altogether, and then you have this cylinder in the middle. So try to figure this one out. All right, here's the answer. Oh, here's another one, I'm sorry. And here you go. There are the answers. And that's really the lesson for the day.